Ryan Garcia is known since he was a kid that he was special, and everybody around him knows that he's special.
We started at age 7. He wanted to achieve these goals where he could beat up a championship boxer like Luke Campbell, who was a gold medalist, and that's a kid's dream.
You're never gonna be at your best, ever, but you're always striving to get there. Right now, Ryan, he's at that stage where he's climbing the ladder and he's almost there to the top.
He could have taken lots of other fights, made millions of dollars with lesser opponents, and people would come out to see him. But he feels that he's the best. You have to fight the best and prove it.
I was willing to put myself on the line for the sport to get the respect that I feel I deserve. So I did everything I could to make it happen, and I didn't take no for an answer.
This is a mega fight. The 2 best fighters in their division. This is what you do when you believe in yourself. This is what you do when you've worked your whole life for something.
I think this fight is the biggest fight of our era, maybe it's fight of the decade, just because of the magnitude. We never get to see the best against the best. We never get to see 2 undefeated. Usually we see mismatches and I can tell you who's gonna win. Because every fighter likes to calculate, I don't want to lose my hope. They're willing to risk it all.
Only days remaining, Ryan Garcia's final training camp feels less like a gym and more like a laboratory building something dangerous for the Barrios fight. Everything about it is cold.
What's up, guys? We're here at TNT facility with my strength and conditioning coach, Cipriano, also known as Sip, also known as Uncle. I can keep going all day, but today I'm gonna go in with you guys through my strength and conditioning workout. You're gonna see what helps me with my speed and my power. Obviously, God gifted. Thank the Lord all day long for my power and speed. So fast, use it for good, but then when I fight, I have to knock somebody out. But Sip helps strengthen it, got sharpened the tools. So you're gonna see how I do it today. Let's get it.
Today's our cardio day, baby. So stuff that we're doing today is not traditional, right? We're gonna be moving fast. We got 10 rounds, we got 30 seconds, simulating a 3-minute round with a minute break in between. Y'all better stop playing and get ready. All right, so here we go. Our first workout on this 10 rounds. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get down low, we're gonna explode, right? Which is gonna work that serratus muscle. So when Ryan takes his shot, everything is coming through here, and it's also the big boxer muscle. There it is. That's what we do. Damn, only halfway, you already did 100 of them. There you go, come on. Let's go, nephew, you get it.
Watching the footage, there's no chatter, no distractions. Just the sharp, metallic rhythm of punches on the mitts and Ryan's voice cutting through the silence. I will win this fight no matter what. It doesn't sound...
Our 5th workout, once again, impact on the body. So now we're going fast. Hitting them halfway. Doing it quick. Once again, get that heart rate up. There we go. Good. Get them moving. Stay on point. Great job. Come on, baby. 10 seconds, come on. Got this. Come on, no working like you. Let's get this, baby, 5 seconds. Push that, come on. There we go, look at that. Woo!
When he openly admits, yeah, I was drinking, partying, full of toxins, it doesn't come off as an excuse. It feels like brutal honesty. A public self-evaluation that leaves no room.
I mean, the circumstances are much different, After that year of suspension, it was much different circumstances. I was coming off of suspension, and during that suspension, I was drinking and partying and doing whatever I want for all the way through until they told me that I had to fight. My instincts told me not to. My body wasn't well. It had a lot of toxins in it, as you can imagine. A lot of stupid that I did. But when you have a lot of people in your ear and people are telling you you can make $5 million, it's an easy fight, and but internally that it's not the right decision, and I didn't trust my heart and didn't trust my instincts, and I paid the price for it.
It makes you remember how people once questioned his focus. Now he's saying he knew the Raleigh fight was the wrong move. He felt it every day in camp, his body off, his instincts warning him. This time, he's cutting away those mistakes.
Out here, a little bit modified reverse crunch. All right, we're gonna come up. Really focusing on getting that core, getting them abs way down in the spine. There it is. Going. Like I said, one of the biggest things for us is keeping his abs on point. keeping his core on point.
Woo, look at
And
that.
most importantly, having that stability that he needs for them legs and torso working together. Come on. Good.
If this version of Ryan enters the ring, the fight stops being entertainment and becomes calculated damage. It's no longer about hype or headlines. It's about timing, accuracy, and impact. If you're picking sides, you pick discipline. That strange, quiet intensity in Ryan's camp makes Barrios' attitude stand out even more. While Ryan is vocal about his mission, Barrios speaks calmly, saying he's tired of camp and ready to show the results of the work he and Joe have done. That doesn't sound like fatigue. It sounds like a champion running on routine, not emotion.
You know, with all that experience, you know, that's what I'm taking into this fight. You know, I've been in there, like I said, you know, with Tank, who's very explosive, very quick. With Pacquiao, very awkward, like someone one of a kind. Thurman, who's a great movement, you know, a big puncher. So yeah, you know, I'm looking to just use everything that has got me to this point.
Then he mentions bringing in Joe Goosen to return to the fundamentals that built his career. That's not about changing everything. That's about sharpening what already works. And when Barrios says he wants to stay uncomfortable to keep improving, it shows a mindset built on growth. He even points out Ryan's unpredictability as a real threat, which feels less like fear and more like calculated respect.
He has said it himself, right? Like, you never know what you're gonna get from him. I also think, you know, that's what makes him, you know, a very dangerous opponent. And, you know, I'm not taking this fight lightly. You know, regardless of everything, you know, I might see on social media, you know, everything people might tag me in. This is definitely a fight for both of us, you know, where, yeah, man, like I can't and I don't want, you know, another loss. And, you know, it's the same for him, you know, so there is a lot riding on this. It's not something that I don't think he's taking lightly.
But the most telling moment is when Barrios says he wants to make Ryan uncomfortable and see how much he truly wants it. That's not trash talk. That's strategy. Pressure, size, patience, and control all wrapped together. He shrugs off Ryan's antics as meaningless, making it clear he's focused on the fighter, not the image. When he talks about proving his ring IQ and defending his title clearly, it sounds like a champion thinking about control, not chaos. 9. That calm confidence becomes even more interesting when Robert Garcia describes Ryan as unpredictable. He says no one knows which version of Ryan will show up. At the same time, he gives full credit, admitting that a fully prepared Ryan has the power to knock Barrios out. It's respect mixed with uncertainty.
I'm not sure, but, you know, like I said, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just like just test him in every way that I can. You know, whether it's pressure, whether it's just that presence, and then just, you know, just letting him know you're like that. Like it's not gonna be the way that he thinks it.
Robert also questions the constant trainer changes and Ryan returning to his father. It's not criticism for drama. It's a coach analyzing structure, leadership, and stability. He even wonders who's really in control of the camp. Yet despite all that, he still supports Ryan and believes he could become boxing's biggest star.
Ryan is one of those kids that we don't know. If he comes out and has that great training camp and great preparation, is in great shape, he could go out and win by knockout, but we don't know.
Then comes the key factor, Joe Goosen working with Barrios. Robert points out that Goosen understands Ryan, which could give Barrios an advantage. Still, he makes one thing clear: if Ryan lands clean, everything changes instantly. But if Barrios keeps control and pushes the fight late, the pressure shifts. In the end, it's unpredictability against experience, a fight balanced on the edge of explosion.
Doesn't show, you know, there's fights where he looks sensational, but next fight he doesn't. And that just happened with Haney, and then the next fight against Rollis, he didn't look too good. So we don't know what we're gonna see with Ryan. I hope to, you know, I like Ryan. He's a great dude, Southern California, great kid.
That whole wild card Ryan idea Robert Garcia mentioned takes on deeper meaning when Greg Hackett admits, "I don't know if I can trust Ryan Garcia." It doesn't sound like hate. It sounds like analysis. Not questioning Ryan's talent, but questioning his reliability, which matters even more at this level. Hackett points to the Raleigh fight and says Ryan showed doubt in himself.
Yes, Barrios working with Gusten, and that could favor Barrios a lot because Gusten knows Ryan. So it's interesting. If Ryan lands, he's so fast and so strong that if he lands, he's going to hurt him and finish him and become champion and all the love for him and credit for him. But if he doesn't and if Barrios fights smart, Gusten knows, takes it to the later rounds, Ryan might be in trouble. It's going to be an interesting fight. Interesting.
The conversation shifts from power and speed to mental strength under pressure. But Hackett keeps it balanced, noting Barrios has his own inconsistency, with moments where he doesn't fully commit to pressing, boxing, or fighting. He also raises an important point. Ryan rarely faces opponents his own size. This could turn into a pure, technical boxing match. Could Ryan overwhelm him? Possibly, but it's far from certain.
We see Ryan in the ring with somebody his height. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're looking at a real boxing match. Could he overwhelm Barrios? Yeah, but where is he mentally? Ryan Garcia has been spending time with YouTubers and streamers like that. He ain't really been training. So what type of Ryan are we getting? I mean, are we going to get the front runner Ryan who go in there and try his best for 2-3 rounds and then for the rest of the fight? Or is we going to get a focused Ryan that's really trying to go in there and do damage?
Now the contrast becomes clear. One fighter is emotionally unpredictable, the other tactically unpredictable. Hackett emphasizes conditioning, discipline, and composure, giving Barrios the advantage in staying ready and staying calm. That fits perfectly with the steady, controlled energy Barrios has shown throughout camp. Hackett predicts a decision win for Barrios, but still admits Ryan knocking him out wouldn't be surprising. That contradiction defines the fight. Ryan's explosiveness can't be ignored, but his distractions and outside noise keep raising concerns. The real question isn't talent. It's stability. Which version of Ryan appears when everything is on the line?
I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think the height plays a major part. I think the jab of Barrios plays a major part if he apply that jab. But Ryan got to show more than the left hook. At the same time, Ryan can punch. Barrios, if he turned on, then he looked good, like he did against the Cuban boy. I forgot his name, but that was a great night for him. You know what I mean? So we can get that Barrios, or we can get the Barrios that.
When you step back and look at the full picture, this fight becomes more than hype versus champion. It becomes discipline versus certainty under pressure. Ryan appears rebuilt, openly admitting past mistakes and reshaping himself mentally and physically, like a fighter who learned the hard way and chose to start over properly. Across from him stands Barrios, calm and focused, ignoring the noise and preparing to test endurance, patience, and composure over time. Add in Robert Garcia calling Ryan unpredictable and Hackett questioning his reliability, and the truth becomes simple. Talent isn't the issue. Consistency is. If the focused, fully prepared Ryan shows up, his speed and precision could take control.
Having to be with 3 of the top trainers and not being able to train with neither of them, and now going back to his dad, I don't know, there's questions there, is that gonna work? Is he doing it because he doesn't want to work harder? He wants to call the shots, and his dad's going to do whatever he wants. We don't know. I don't know. If it was his dad, he would stay with him his whole career and never hired anybody else. Maybe when he hired Eddie or Gusten or Derek James, maybe it's because he knew his dad wasn't capable.
But if even a small piece of his past inconsistency returns, Barrios' size, patience, and championship mindset could slowly take over as the fight progresses. This isn't just about physical ability. It's about mental strength and who stays composed under real pressure. That's why the fight feels so unpredictable even before it begins. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters.